Suzanne here, Angel Intuitive and Spiritual Guidance Counselor. So once again, summertime in Arizona. So if I start glistening, sorry, I'll turn the air down between videos so you don't hear that going on. I noticed I was uploading some videos and I had left the music on and it was like pretty loud, even though the speaker's across the room. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. As y'all know, don't really edit much. If I edit, it's piecing two together because I ramble. So, keeping it real fun. Anyway, so listening to some other people's stuff and just, you know, keep it on the spiritual uplift, and because there's some interesting planetary energies happening, and here we are in July. Still, yeah, end of July 2025. And there's some interesting, there's a lot of really fabulous stuff happening. That's all I'll say. There's a lot of just, I'll say, dynamic energy shifts and planetary shifts and things happening. I just noticed my big gouge showing up on there. Ew, sorry about that. That kind of goes with, well, you'll see that with my magic healing oils that I have. So I injured myself actually a week ago today. It actually looks really good now. You know, bone's not showing. Anyway, sorry, too much information. So that's been fun all week doing the body work. Yay. But anyway, keeping uplifted, and I was listening to someone and they made the comment, because honestly, I don't even remember what they were talking about because I've been listening to so many different things. But when I think about it, I jot down a little voice note. But, and it's so simple, and I think we all know this, or well, maybe not. That's why apparently not. That's why I was told to save that and put it out here. But it was, they're basically talking about people attacking each other, you know, or being defensive or being mean or rude or angry, whatever. And the person came back with, you know, you have to remember that hurt people hurt people. Oh, oh. Tracy, oh. It's like, hello. I mean, that's the so simple yet profound way of putting it. You know, when someone hurts your feelings, or someone's being mean to you, or someone's just throwing a tantrum or on a tangent, you know, and there's no real reason, you haven't done anything, you just showed up, and the person is lashing out at you, you know, for no real reason, or even if it's a tiny little misunderstanding or little mishap or whatever, and they lash out, and then, you know, we recoil thinking, oh, what did I do? I'm so sorry. What? It's like, sorry, I don't know what I did. What happened? And, you know, someone else's opinion of you or the reaction to you is not your problem. That's on them. That's their stuff. And usually it's because they're hurt or they're scared. Fear is a big one. Personally dealt with a situation where someone who I believe is in a great deal of fear and doesn't want to face that fear or admit that there is maybe an issue, and that fear is turned into this huge bundle of rage. It's like you go, hey, how was your day today? Why you always gotta stir? Why you gotta blah, 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 blah? Right? Have you been around people like that? It's no fun. Or, hey, you know, you mind if you don't do that? Or here, can you do this way? You know, try giving someone some help. And I think in one situation, the person had said something, and I'm going, oh, did you mean this? Because this person is having some issues, and it's not getting the, I'll just say not getting words right. And my feeling and my guidance is to help them and let them know, you know, make them or allow them to be aware of when it's coming up. So it can be noticed and corrected or not, whatever, but just to be aware, right? And then, whew, the pouncy pounce. And then it's like, whoa. And all I can see is blind fear showing itself as rage. And so it's like, okay, walk it away. Do, 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 do. Scooch, 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 walk away. One more reason I come into, trying to listen to more positive things, getting into that zone. But, sometimes we forget, and sometimes that rage comes out, or the anger, and we take it personally. And then, or what's harder sometimes for us anyway, is we drop to that level. Because so often when we're communicating with people, we want to communicate on their level so we can understand each other and communicate more clearly. And but in situations like that, when we drop into that zone, to that emotion, it's like, and then it just becomes a battle. And who does that help? No one really. Sometimes it feels good, like, yeah, I got a zinger in there that time. But most of the time it's like, yeah, that didn't feel good. And then, or we say things that we don't mean, just to try to one up or whatever, right? And I've seen a lot of arguments between people that escalate that way, and it's like, where did that even come from? It's like that old joke that guys always say about their girlfriends or wives or whatever, that, oh yeah, they let things go. It's like, oh no, that doesn't bother me. I'm not mad. Until they get into an argument, and then all this stuff comes up from years earlier, and the poor guy's going, or yeah, it's usually, I admit, it's usually the female. And me, I've done that, not for a while, but it comes up, and it's like, yeah, remember when? Thought you said you weren't mad. Well, I wasn't then, now I am. It's like, yay. But it's trying to not get into that position and just go in and understand, focus on the person, focus on their energy. That's why I liked in conversation. But yeah, in fairness, oftentimes when someone's verbally attacking me, it's harder for me to tune in, or I forget because I'm kind of taken aback. Because normally in a conversation, I'm listening to the person, but I'm observing them as well, and I see their aura, and I see where they're coming from. It helps, for lack of a better way to explain it, it helps me understand exactly what they're saying. So if they're explaining a situation or something. But when someone attacks, it's like, whoa, defenses, hackles come up, and abilities kind of dim. But if I remember to take a breath, it's like, whoa, okay, where's this going? I might miss part of the conversation or part of the yelling as I'm decompressing, but then I tune in and go, okay, what's this really about? It's kind of like turning on a little translator in your head when they're like, oh, you did this, or you did that, or you didn't do this, or you didn't do that. And then it's like, rewind and then play it again, and it's like, oh, I'm really scared about this situation. I don't know what to do. And all I can do is lash out. It's like a wild animal caught in a trap and cornered. It's like, what do I have to lose? But think about that this week. Think about, those kind of situations or people around you, or people in other people's lives that that your friends are coming you and telling you about their family or friend or spouse or whatever. And, ask those questions. It's like, oh, well, what's hurting this person? Why does this person feel the need to attack or to hurt someone else? Whether it's physically, verbally, emotionally, go inside there, find out what's truly going on in the person. And oftentimes you can't just ask the person. It's like, oh, whoa, what, are you okay? You know, are you sad? You know, sometimes you can do that if you know the person and it's safe to do that. But oftentimes, if someone's in full-on rage, you just want to get out of the situation. And then once they calm down, maybe it's like, oh, you know, are you okay? Is there something I can do? I mean, you know, something's really wrong. Or I feel like something's really wrong. And if you come around and say, something's wrong with you, that's different, right? But it's like, oh, you know, are you okay? What's bothering you today? You know, is there something I can help you with? Need a hug? I'm a hugger. I love that one. But that'll piss people off too. But sometimes it kind of takes them aback. It shifts the energy, because when they're in full-on rage, it's like, I think you need a hug. And then they're like, what the, what? Yeah, I need a hug. You'll be surprised. But, you know the room, right? So think about that this week. Or if someone comes to you with an issue, you know, it's like, hey, hurt people hurt people. So find out what that hurt is. See if you can alleviate someone else's hurt so they don't hurt you and so you don't hurt. And have a beautiful, beautiful week.